I was saying before the event, I was so overwhelmed, but everything went according to plan. And for me, bringing everyone into the room and really networking and celebrating the Investor of the Year award and getting my message out to everyone about getting education to the right people and helping people network. That's what tonight was all about.
Your background doesn't matter. Who you are at this moment doesn't matter. You need to start with where you are, what you have, and plugging into a network where
I was saying before the event, I was so overwhelmed, but everything went according to plan. And for me, bringing everyone into the room and really networking and celebrating the Investor of the Year award and getting my message out to everyone about getting education to the right people and helping people network. That's what tonight was all about.
your background doesn't matter. Who you are at this moment doesn't matter. You need to start with where you are, what you have, and plugging into a network where other people are doing what you're wanting to do.
One of the themes of the competition was to inspire South Africans to invest in property. And which better way to do that than to put something that they already understand so well from the way that we were raised in our families and our communities. So that's why it's not just my award. I mean, it's for all South Africans, it's for all our members. It's for saying that this thing that we have been doing for so many years can actually be used as a vehicle to create wealth, not just to buy groceries and just consume and consume and consume. We can actually use it as a wealth creation vehicle.
There's like-minded people. Asapin represents property, that's what it represents. And everyone who's coming through there is not doing a whole lot of other things. They are in property, so that's the subject.
I would say the thing that makes Sapin different from other property communities is the actual involvement, the actual connection with the people, the personal touch that there is.
And I think tonight, what it really meant for the delegates and the contestants is it really showed them what the SA Property Investors Network is really about. That we are going out there, we are changing lives, we are educating people. And more importantly, they're part of a family and a community. This is a South African community of like-minded property investors. And I think for everyone, they got that message tonight.
I've got a whole lot of other people that I can quickly call. If I'm getting stuck, I can go through. There's other professionals that are also now coming into Sapin, and all of these professionals are professionals in their own right, attorneys, you name it, to tilers, builders, and it's people that you generally not meet out there.
So one thing that I'm really proud of in 2019 is seeing the growth in the network. So building Johannesburg, building Pretoria, building Soweto, building Cape Town, Durban, and venturing into areas like Pietermaritzburg. The growth of our network is growing at an exponential level, and that is my number one moment.
It's the like-mindedness of everyone. Everybody's out here, they're passionate about property, they're passionate about finding good deals and making sure that everything is done right. It's not just about doing property, but it's about doing property right. And you've got this amazing support network of people that want to see you succeed. So I think for me, that's the big thing, that everybody who is part of the Sapin network wants to see you succeed in one way or another.
It's because you're just an average guy and you've actually won the Investor of the Year award. Anyone can do property. You need two things. You need to have the right education, but you also need to have the support and get connected. And to me, my message to anyone listening to this video is before you buy that property, join Sapin, get the right education, let us help you build that roadmap and go out and invest in property. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So we are about to announce the Investor of the Year finalist for Investor of the Year 2021. And tonight I've got on my left Dave, they call him the McGlashan. Dave McGlashan, who flew up from Cape Town. And to my right, I've got Jade Barkhuizen from Port Elizabeth. Welcome, gents.
How's it, Drew?
How are you guys feeling?
Excited.
Excited? Nervous?
I'm kind of glad for it to be.
Yeah. This has been 6 months of myself, Dave, Jane, all the other judges, and a massive thank you to all the other judges, Robin Booth, Cylin Delaire, Mike van Jaarsveld, Muriel, Mady, who else was there? Leroy Slubber, jumping on a call and looking at all the entrance pictures. And we've had people from all walks of life. We've had people from almost every city in South Africa pitching a different type of deal. You see, in Investor of the Year, we have 5 different categories. The beginner category, individuals doing the very first property deal. We have most growth, people doing like 6 deals in a year or 6 deals in 12 months. These are investors who are being aggressive. We have the most innovative category. These are investors thinking out the box, doing things slightly differently. We have the big leagues. These are investors who, yes, they started small, buy-to-lets, multi-lets. Now they're doing developments, they're doing commercial, they're doing bigger projects. And a brand new category for 2021 is the social change. These are investors who are making a difference to the communities here in South Africa. And how this will work on the evening, on the 18th of November, please make sure, whether you make, and all the entrants are watching, whether you make it through or not, make sure you join us on the evening at the Marriott Hotel, 18th of November. We are kicking off at 6 p.m. And that evening, we will be announcing, and the audience, outside the room, inside the room, and the judges on the evening will be voting for who's going to win each individual category, and we'll have one overall winner, the Investor of the Year. And that individual and his or her partner will be going to Victoria Falls, all expenses paid, for 3 nights to celebrate their success. And there's a whole range of other prizes. So it's a great initiative. If you are watching this going, what the hell's Investor of the Year? This is it's a social platform to recognize property entrepreneurs in the space. And that's exactly what the SA Property Investors Network does. We inspire, we teach, and we encourage investors to build property portfolios here in South Africa. And that's what this initiative is all about. And if you weren't here 2 years ago, 2019, there's the McGlashan, there's Michelle, Nico, Isabel, Simone, myself, and Donna Bonsai, who will be a judge for this year's competition. He was the Investor of the Year 2019 because of how he applied his knowledge, his skills to property in the student accommodation sector. So that was a photograph at the end of the evening. This was also at Melrose Arch at a different venue. It's a great networking opportunity where you get to come and meet some really fantastic people on the evening. So we want all of you to be part of this great initiative. If you can't make the actual evening, don't worry. You can still join virtually. Just go to investoroftheyear.co.za, pay 97 Rand, and we want you to back one of the categories. We want you to back who you feel should win Investor of the Year. So every single one of you, please tell your friends, your colleagues, be part of this great initiative. All right, there we go. investoroftheyear.co.za/tickets. So is everyone ready? Is everyone ready? Are all the entrants? Let me check. Let me have a look on my WhatsApp groups. I can see the WhatsApp group. Oh, look at that photo there.
Do we want to thank our sponsors, Drew?
Yes. Before we do that, let's put all the entrants in more suspense. They thought we were going to announce it yesterday. I'm like, no.
We were going to announce it last week and we couldn't agree.
So all the entrants, I can see there's a WhatsApp group. Everyone that's entered is on a specific WhatsApp group, and they're all watching in suspense. And again, this great initiative would not be possible without our partners and our sponsors. So again, a massive shout out to Absa Bank. We've been working with Absa for a number of years. We can't wait to work with them next year. And Absa Bank are behind this great initiative. Thank you to Uber Home Loans. You know, Uber Home Loans are very passionate about helping investors and first-time buyers onto their property ladder. Uber Home Loans, thank you very much. Tough. Paul Jackson and Sayuri and Bonga and the team at Tough. Thank you for backing this. Craig Irvine from South Africa. South Africa, thank you for all the discounts you give us. Thank you for the discounts you give all our members and all the entrants for this great initiative. Thank you. Private Property, another sponsor of Investor of the Year. Thank you for backing us. Just Property supplied a really awesome price. So Just Property being the largest letting agency here in South Africa. Bruno Samau, we can never miss Bruno Samau. So Bruno Samau is busy checking all is legal, checking the documents, the title deeds. So Bruno Samau Attorneys, who's been working with our property entrepreneurs, helping with litigation, conveyancing. Bruno, thank you. And of course, we can't forget Shirley Boy. So Intergen being a company that assists our entrepreneurs and property investors, making sure they're buying in the right entity. Companies, trust, personal names. That's what Intergen does. So thank you, Shirley Boy and Bruno from Intergen. Am I missing anyone out? Of course, Preferential. I think most of our members know about Preferential, a digital online platform to help individual entrepreneurs scale their property portfolios using tech as the enabler. And of course, the Property Academy sponsoring some prizes around courses and coaching. Thank you, the Property Academy, for those prizes. Dave, have I missed anyone out?
I don't know, but we'll make them wait a couple of minutes more.
I guess we can, eh? What else can we talk about before we announce the winners, Dave? Jay, what's happening in the rugby?
The tension is growing. The Boca is going on the overseas tour end of the year.
And when
I'm
they're
very
going?
excited for that.
Next month, eh?
Yeah, next month. So I'm very excited for that.
Cool. Playing Wales.
No.
England.
Let's put them out of their misery.
Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to be announcing some of the winners. We've got Jay. Jay's going to announce who the beginner category or the finalists for the beginner category. Dave's going to be announcing the innovative. The issue we had with this is we had so many applicants, and if you do not make it through, don't get discouraged. There's some of you that did enter that where your pitch is right now, the chances are you will make it through next year. We had to be very strict with our criteria. Some of you were halfway through a deal. Some of you had a fantastic deal, but just hadn't finished it. So if you did not make it through, don't get discouraged. Join us on the evening. Celebrate other people's success. You know, there's always next time. And there were some categories where Dave and I were going through it, going, there's just such great stories and great deals and great returns. But we can't put everyone through. So we had to, you know, and some of you, I was calling some of you yesterday, wasn't I? I was calling some of the entrants. Dave and I were pulling up presentations. We're looking at videos and being very specific as to who we put through. Okay, now, everyone that makes it through, or everyone on Gauteng, the Middelburg area, I'm going to want to see you tomorrow or Sunday. So start making plans. If you do make it through, you're going to book your air tickets. The event is on the 18th of November. I suggest you come down a day before on the 17th of October. Not October, November. 17th of November. Come down a night before. Come check the venue out. Get those tickets booked. And yeah, so is there anything else we can talk about?
No, Drew, let's go.
I think it's about time.
Okay, it's about time. So let's get the drum roll going. I think it's the next slide. Okay, so the innovative category. Dave, this is you. I'll let you take the podium.
So guys, I think for me, when we looked at the innovative category, it's one of my favorite categories. We looked for guys who are doing things creatively, not just going from the normal strategies, trying to leverage the experience of the network, seeing what other people are doing and taking the ideas and applying them and getting really creative. So the winners, so the finalists, already getting
finalists.
The finalists for the innovative category are Andre Kricker for a fantastic student accommodation deal down in Cape Town, and Rudwan Bassa for some really phenomenal rent-to-rent Airbnb deals. And not only that, but getting these deals done through COVID, through getting sick. Yeah.
And using other people's money and using creative strategies like rent-to-rent, right?
Rent-to-rent, being creative, doing some of the normal stuff as well. Rent-to-rent from now and then do the purchase letter. And then Andre's just taken the commercial models and taking a look at how commercial finance does and how he can do student accommodation. Leveraged, done some yield compression, which some of us had to look up to understand what it is and how it works, and just applying the most phenomenal strategies to get these deals over the line.
And we were there when a month ago, a few weeks ago,
2 weeks ago,
and 2 weeks ago. Geez, it feels like a month. And you know, Andre actually going to Amsterdam, going to London, taking different ideas and being creative and being innovative with how he has set up his student accommodation, which is a lot different to a lot of the student accommodation I've seen. So I'm super excited about that. So Andre, and they're both from Cape Town. They're both from Cape Town. Is that where all the creative stuff happens?
Yeah, because we can't buy the houses there, so we have to we have to be creative to make money.
Absolutely. The creative Cape Townians. So should we move on?
Yeah, we should.
Okay, the big league category. So the big league category, this is where we always teach in property. When you're starting out in property, if you're a beginner, we all say don't start with the big deals. Keep it small. Be patient. Build your power team. Get some experience. Understand the property market. Start with buy-to-lets. Go into multi-lets. And then when you are ready, exact same as Leroy Slaver, one of our coaches at the academy, did exactly that. And he was a runner-up for the big league category 2 years ago. So these are for individuals now doing developments. They're doing commercial. They've taken the next step in their property journey. So the two individuals making it through for big leagues
Don't do the ad break joke.
is Lazola from Eastern Cape for a mixed-use multi-let, funded by Tough. Lazola, well done, my man. You've made it through. I loved your story. I loved how you've gone from the smaller deals to the bigger deals. And Molalo, you blew us away. Molalo attended an event with myself and Tough. And when you hear Molalo's story and how he's just got into the bigger deals, and now Molalo's thinking big. And there's such a big difference in a small mindset versus a big mindset. And looking at Molalo's deal, he's based here in Johannesburg, looking at his deal and just how he's now scaling, and Molalo's taken that next step. So Lazola and Molalo, you'll be up against each other. Investor for Change, and then we'll be going to the beginner category. So Investor for Change is, we are looking to make a difference here in South Africa. So, there's still most growth though. Still most growth. So, Jay, we'll be after that. Investor for Change, and property investing is great, but also what we're looking for in Investor of the Year is we're looking to make a change in South Africa, a difference in South Africa. We're looking to get into the townships. We're looking to do projects that create jobs. So projects where investors are getting involved and they are getting the local community involved. They're creating jobs, they're creating work, they're creating hope. So let's see who's made it through for the Investor for Change category.
Terrible.
Okay, Darren Francis. Now, Darren Francis actually could have been in two categories, right? Darren, we had you for most growth, but we also had you down for Investor for Change. And Darren, because of your story, how you grew up there in Mitchell Plain and how you're now making a difference, and for all of you, Darren went out there and Darren flipped 6 properties. What I loved about Darren's story is how he's giving hope back to his community, how he's finding local painters, how he's helping them, how he's creating jobs in his local community. Darren, your story was amazing. The fact you did 6 deals, how you are just now bull, how you are making a name for yourself, and how you're going to inspire hundreds of thousands of people in the townships. And then we've got Zamo. So Zamo is actually one of the students within the academy. And Zamo is a doctor. And I love Zamo's story, how he's created a multi-let, but for doctors, doctors' rooms. And again, he's created local jobs. He's made a difference to that part of the area. And he's made a social change. So Zamo, and you're from Middelburg. She's just looking at Dave. Another Capetonian there with Darren. How many Capetonians do we have?
I think that's it.
Actually, there's one more. Cape Town is on the mark. Okay? So, Zamo, you're from Middelburg. So, if you are watching this, I do want to see you in Joburg Saturday or Sunday, tomorrow or Sunday. So, well done, Darren and Zamo. Okay, so most growth. I love this category. This is where these are investors who are just going for it. They're buying a property, they'll buy the next property, and they just take in action. So the most growth category, we have 3 contenders. This was a category where I said to Dave, and Darren Francis could have been in this category, but you couldn't have 4 entrants. So that's why, Darren, we thought you'd be great for Investor for Change and most growth. Lerato. So Lerato, if you're watching this, as you know, this is the second time Lerato's entered. In fact, Lerato made most growth in 2019. Unfortunately, she had an accident on the way to the venue. So Lerato, make sure you get there early this time. Get there in the morning, okay? Don't be late. Lerato is a lady, and when you listen to her story, you watch, she doesn't care who's in the way. She just goes for it. She takes action, and she learns along the way. So Lerato, I'm super excited to hear more about your story there. Teren. So Teren is one of those investors. And Teren, we're having Ria Nordia as your property coach, late Ria Nordia. He taught you a lot. And Teren, you're a prime example of someone that was patient. You didn't rush anything. You were actually very slow in the beginning, which is good because you're being patient, you were learning. And then Teren found his feet. And now he's just buying one deal after each other. Why? Because he's got the knowledge, he's got the confidence, he's got the support, he's got the tools, he's got the network. Teren built all of that first, and then Teren went, and now he's flying. So Teren, you have made it through. And I said today, there's no way I'm going to leave Ben out of this. Ben is he's 25 years old now. Ben's been part of the SA Property Investors Network for a number of years. And again, it took Ben some time to get off the ground. And that's okay, because Ben was learning. He was attending networking events. He was reading. He was studying. And through COVID, Ben went out and just did deal after deal. Ben learned how to leverage other people's money. Ben learned how to do Airbnb. Ben learned how to do rent to rent. And now that Ben's got, and when Ben got the knowledge and did the very first deal, he did the second, third, fourth, fifth. And so Ben, super excited to have you on there. We've got 3 completely different type of applicants in the most growth. So that is just going to be one power category. Okay, so next is the beginner category. So I'm going to introduce you, Jay. Talk about your experience the last time, and let's see who made it through.
Absolutely, Andrew. Let me just come into the middle here.
Yeah,
Ladies
sure.
and gents, we are all 3 sucking in our stomachs to fit into the screen. So it's a little bit uncomfortable, but it's an amazing privilege for me to be involved with the judging this year with my good friends Andrew and Dave over here. It's such a good platform just to launch your property portfolio, to launch your how shall I call it, your career, your property career, and grow your portfolio. So make sure that you use this opportunity. So without further ado, let's have a look at the beginner category. Let's flick over there for me, Dave. Thank you very much. So our first finalist is Noma Corsi, ladies and gents. Noma Corsi did a small development as a beginner category. Now that's actually an interesting deal as your first deal, right? Doing a development. Very, very interesting.
Funded by Tough, right?
Yes, so that was a tough deal. Tough, obviously, being one of our partners at SA Property Investors Network. Great partner at the company. She is from Soweto. She actually did the deal in Soweto, which was super interesting, making a difference in people's lives. Absolutely amazing. We then have Tennille Peterson, also from Kempton Park. Almost said Cape Town.
Oh, she's from Cape Town. The deal's
That's
in
correct.
That's
Everyone always says Cape Town's such a difficult market. Most of the people are from Cape Town, so you can do deals in Cape Town. Let me tell you, ladies and gents. So Tennille did a buy-to-let in Kempton Park whilst living in Cape Town. She leveraged the network, ladies and gents, and that is what the SA Property Investors Network is all about. You can do deals across South Africa because our network stretches to all points of the country. So well done, Tennille. And our last finalist is Emma Gibbs. Now, Emma is from Durban, and she also did her first deal in Johannesburg. Once again, leveraging the network, and she's got Andrew as her coach, and Andrew really just walked her through this whole process. And her and husband, Tom, they are super excited. And they did a deal in Rouville, and that is a multi-let conversion. Super interesting deal as well, right next to a church.
Actually, yeah.
And there's some opportunity to actually grow that property in the future. So congratulations to Neil Namakosi and Emma for being in the beginner category.
And I'm so glad you mentioned Tom, because I feel sorry for Tom. It's always Emma. It's
I had
Emma
to bring
and Tom.
in
I
there.
know.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great example of a partnership. And I mean, Emma, if you're watching this, and Tom, you know, the very first deal, nervous, scared. What if it doesn't work? And you know what? They put trust into the power team. They took the leap of faith. And now when you speak to Emma and Tom, they're looking for the second. They don't scared anymore. And that's what this platform is all about, is to recognize those investors. And ladies and gents, I think that is it. That is the last slide. Those are all the finalists. Remember, let me come back over here. Okay, so just very quickly, for the individuals that didn't make it through, it didn't mean that you weren't good enough. It didn't mean that. It was just that we had so many applicants. We had to come down to specific applicants to put you through. And you know what? There were some other pictures and presentations that were so good. They were fantastic. You know, we really, and some of you we looked at, so some of you haven't made it through. It's because you'll probably make it through next year because of where your deal is and because of where your journey is. So don't worry about it. If anything, celebrate other people's success. Well, it's not only about you, it's about South Africans in general. We want all the interest to book your ticket, join us on the evening of the 18th of November. I think, I'll be honest with you, I think there's 3 tables left. There's 6 seats per table, so there's not a lot. So I urge you all tonight, go to investoroftheyear.co.za/tickets. Dave might post the link, or if you need to, I can go back to the slide. It gets posted over there for you. And book your tickets for all the entrants. We will be in contact with what the next step is going to be. We need you all to be in Johannesburg on that evening of the 18th. If you're flying in, if it's possible, fly in first thing in the morning or fly out the afternoon before. There will be a VIP session at 4:30 on the 18th of November. We want all the finalists to be in that VIP session, but we will give you details closer to the time. So, Dave, what is the date today?
It is the 22nd.
So the event's the 18th, so it's less than a month, eh?
26 days, and it's over here somewhere.
26 days. So all the entrants, not just finalists, please get your families, get your colleagues, Post this. Let's make this the biggest initiative, the biggest competition right now in South Africa, which is all about inspiring South Africans, helping every single one of you get to the next level. If you can all put some posts up for us tonight, we're going to share, we're going to give some love. Dave, is there any housekeeping?
Yeah, let me talk about how the voting is going to work. So guys, as you know, we're opening voting to everyone. All they have to do is buy their virtual tickets. So those processes will start rolling out next week. What we want to do with you guys first is get some videos with you, sort of get your pictures ready so that we can share those, and then people can vote, sort of like an idols type thing. Get your votes in, and we can get your family and friends to vote for you. You can get whoever you want to vote. You can get your entire old school class to vote for you. I'm not going to stop you. But we're going to get everyone in voting, go through that process, and then we'll go straight into the events.
Yeah.
The 28th of November, we'll go through, we'll have everyone in there. We'll do some Q&A on the evening with the judges, and we'll have the final cast of votes, physically count some votes.
Yeah, on the evening. So it's going to be live on, like Pop Idols, and you see Simon Cowell and all that kind of thing, or Britain's Got Talent. It's the exact same competition, but this is for property investors here in South Africa. And we've got Barry Everett, Group CEO of Chaz Everett, Tracy from Private Property, Voyiswa from Sabib, Dana Bunzar, the previous investor of the year, myself, as the judges on the evening. So I think, Jade, thank you for being part of this competition. Thank you to all our judges. Are we going to see you there as well, Jade?
Absolutely. I'll be there.
Definitely. And that is it, everyone. I'm so glad we've got that over with. For 6 months, Dave and myself have been watching pictures and speaking to entrants and updating documents. And now actually we've got the finalists. So everyone, let's get cracking. Book your seat before it's too late. It's a black tie, red carpet event. It's very exclusive event. And we'll see you there. Dave, I think that's it.
100%.
I was saying before the event, I was so overwhelmed, but everything went according to plan. And for me, bringing everyone into the room and really networking and celebrating the Investor of the Year award and getting my message out to everyone about getting education to the right people and helping people network, that's what tonight was all about.
Your background doesn't matter. Who you are at this moment doesn't matter. You need to start with where you are, what you have, and plug into a network where other people are doing what you're wanting to do.
One of the themes of the competition was to inspire South Africans to invest in property. And which better way to do that than to put something that they already understand so well from the way that we were raised in our families and our communities. So that's why it's not just my award. I mean, it's for all South Africans, it's for all our members. It's for saying that this thing that we have been doing for so many years can actually be used as a vehicle to create wealth, not just to buy groceries and just consume and consume and consume. We can actually use it as a wealth creation vehicle.
There's like-minded people. Sapin represents property, that's what it represents. And everyone who's coming through there is not doing a whole lot of other things. They are in property, so that's the subject.
I would say the thing that makes Sapin different from other property communities is the actual involvement, the actual connection with the people, the personal touch that there is.
And I think tonight, what it really meant for the delegates and the contestants is it really showed them what the SA Property Investors Network is really about. That we are going out there, we are changing lives, we are educating people. And more importantly, they're part of a family and a community. This is a South African community of like-minded property investors. And I think for everyone, they got that message tonight.
I've got a whole lot of other people that I can quickly call. If I'm getting stuck, I can go through. There's other professionals that are also now coming into Sapin, and all of these professionals are professionals in their own right, attorneys, you name it, to tilers, builders, and it's people that you generally not meet out there.
So one thing that I'm really proud of in 2019 is seeing the growth in the network. So building Johannesburg, building Pretoria, building Soweto, building Cape Town, Durban, and venturing into areas like Pietermaritzburg. The growth of our network is growing at an exponential level, and that is my number one moment.
It's the like-mindedness of everyone. Everybody's out here, they're passionate about property, they're passionate about finding good deals and making sure that everything is done right. It's not just about doing property, but it's about doing property right. And you've got this amazing support network of people that want to see you succeed. So I think for me, that's the big thing, that everybody who is part of the Sapin network wants to see you succeed in one way or another.
because you're just an average guy and you've actually won the Investor of the Year award. Anyone can do property. You need two things. You need to have the right education, but you also need to have the support and get connected. And to me, my message to anyone listening to this video is before you buy that property, join SAPIN, get the right education, let us help you build that roadmap and go out and invest in property.